New this morning, according to the latest meeting agenda from Centerville, they're calling for the resignation of a state senator after an estimated 1,500 vehicles were destroyed by this fire right here. I was actually potty trained on jelly beans. 1 for number 1, 2 for number 2. That's how we did it, and it worked like a charm.
More than I ever thought I would know about Caleb Michael.
Walk with me just across the street over here. This is how widespread this damage is. That is Indian Lake in the background. This is right across the street from that car dealership. And understandable why people want to travel and come down to Ohio here in the Miami Valley. We have a prime viewing location to see history unfold right in front of our eyes. When someone leaves that class, do you think they're ready? If they were to be in that position, do you think they're able to have the tools to, do the tourniquet properly?
I do.
Now, just before the president dropped out of the race on Sunday, House Speaker Mike Johnson told ABC News the withdrawal would raise legal issues, but legal experts disagree.
We finally made it to the day that Paris has been planning for years. We're hours away from those opening ceremonies at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's already here. Over 350 athletes from Team USA will float down the river as part of the most unique opening to a games in history. We want to get out to Paris this morning. Marilena Baloris is covering the Olympics for us in Paris. She joins us live now with a beautiful backdrop this morning. I'm sure you're just taking in all the sights and sounds and everything that Paris has to offer, Marilena. In your national headlines this morning, an investigation is underway for a woman who was shot to death in her own home by a former sheriff's deputy. 2 weeks ago, 36-year-old Sonia Massey called police for help about a possible intruder. When deputies got there, body cam footage shows that at times she appeared a bit confused. Minutes later, Massey had picked up what appeared to be a pot of boiling water from her stove. That's when Deputy Sean Grayson fatally shot her in her kitchen. Prosecutors say Grayson didn't activate his body camera until after firing those shots. Now, many are calling for justice, with civil rights attorney Ben Crump stepping in to try and help Massey's grieving family. Grayson was fired following that incident and faces first-degree murder charges. If convicted, he faces prison sentences of 45 years to life for murder, 6 to 30 years for battery, and 2 to 5 years for misconduct. Into your health this morning, we're explaining the benefits of eating what is in season. When you think of grilled foods, you might think of hot dogs and burgers, but health experts say there are plenty of healthy produce that you can add as well. Kettering Health dietitian Katie McCoy says summertime makes it a bit easier to eat more produce like fruits and veggies, which come with important health benefits. Now at 7, plans for a new store with a funny name are coming closer to being a reality. What's next for the Uranus Fudge Factory, bringing new jobs to the Ohio border?
From WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Today on Dayton CW.
Good morning and happy Thursday to you. Thanks so much for starting your day with us here at 2 News Today. I'm Lauren Wood.
And I'm Caleb Michael here with Kelly King, Storm Team 2 meteorologist Cameron Saliga. We made it through the humidity. Good things are happening now.
Yeah, thankfully it was on the cool side, because if it was hot, you wouldn't catch me outside.
Yeah, 0 out of 10 would recommend that.
Yeah, definitely would not recommend. The good news, though, is that I have some good recommendations here this weekend.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump fired up thousands of his supporters at a rally in North Carolina. Trump took the stage on Wednesday afternoon at the Bojangles Coliseum in Charlotte to an enthusiastic crowd. I mean, you can see it right here. The former president wasted no time in attacking Vice President Kamala Harris. This was Trump's first rally since President Biden ended his re-election bid and Vice President Kamala Harris kicked off her campaign for the White House. Residents on Shaftesbury Road in Dayton are breathing a little bit easier this morning after double murder suspect Nico Cunningham Jr. was taken into custody Tuesday in Cleveland. Cunningham was on the run since May 22nd when police say he killed Precious Taste, the mother of his children, including the child she was carrying, and 16-year-old Deontay Johnson. Neighbors say they hope the arrest helps those impacted start their healing process. The Montgomery County prosecutors say this case is still being processed and there's no timeline yet on when Cunningham will be sent back to Dayton. We'll keep you updated, though, on air and, of course, on the 2 News app. Stephen Marlowe, the man accused of killing 4 people in Butler Township, has undergone a second competency hearing to determine if he's fit to stand trial. Marlowe appeared virtually from Summit Behavioral Hospital. The judge is now hearing legal arguments to make a decision in this case. Back in November, a judge ruled Marlowe was incompetent but restorable and had to undergo treatment. Last month, the doctor's report said he was competent, but Marlowe's defense team disagreed. A Missouri fudge business and roadside attraction is set to expand into Richmond, Indiana. The city's Advisory Plan Commission last night gave the green light to a rezoning request for a candy store called Uranus Fudge Factory. New this morning, 2 News reporter Allison Gens is in the newsroom with details about the proposed new business and its potential impact. Good morning, Allison. All right, thanks, Allison. It is 7:09 on your Thursday morning. Still ahead this morning, it's a terrifying moment that was caught on camera. We have an exclusive interview with the man seen sporting a Dayton sweatshirt in this viral video right here. We'll tell you why he's being hailed as a hero.
It has now been more than a month since an EF3 tornado touched down in Logan County. It killed 3 people and caused damage that will take years to rebuild.
But through the devastation, the community both near and far stepped up to support their fellow Ohioan. It's this week's Tell Me Good News.
It was the scariest day of my life.
March 14th, 2024. It's a day the Indian Lake community will never forget.
I went out the door. I didn't get 5 steps out the door, and the wind grabbed me and threw me. I went scurrying back in the building and locked the doors.
Bethany South, the manager of La Playa Azul Mexican restaurant in Lakeview, says that storm was headed straight towards them.
Everybody started screaming, and then the lights went out immediately, and I had everybody cuddle up underneath the bar. No sooner than got into the bar area that the roof ripped off the kitchen and the tornado was coming in.
As the sun came up the next morning, she hardly recognized her business.
It was traumatizing, even more so, because everything is just gone. The city's gone, like our community is destroyed.
South, like so many others, didn't know how to move forward, but she kept her Facebook updated with photos in the days thereafter. Little did she know her story had been shared and caught the eye of a so-called storm chaser.
When it came up and she was, literally begging for help on there because no one would help her, no other contractor around would do it for free. Everyone wanted signed contracts and this, that, and the other.
Cody Hausman, a sales consultant for Berger Construction Services in Medway, Ohio, says he'd eaten at La Playa Azul before and wanted to help.
And I told her we would get this taken care of for her, and I literally showed up that next morning with my crew, and we got this done within a few hours' time.
He had it done by noon. It was my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good birthday gift.
The best birthday present ever.
A random act of kindness to someone who's been serving her community for more than a decade.
He took not a penny.
What does that mean?
I cried. I cried so hard. He's amazing. Yeah. Him and his crew are phenomenal. The roof is open, obviously, in many, many, many parts. Sure. So without Cody, I don't even know what would be happening right now.
It's something Hausman says he'd do all over again.
It's close to my heart, being that we're here, Ohio against everything, Ohio against the world. And what I mean by that is, wherever you come from, it doesn't matter. You can conquer anything with the mindset of Ohio against everything.
It's that little glimmer of hope as a community picks up the pieces to figure out their tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I don't know where we would be without you guys.
Ohio against the world is like a rally cry.
Oh, yeah.
I want to run through a wall when people tell me that. Now, Bethany said there's no timeline yet to reopen that restaurant, but they're working on getting power and the plumbing fixed soon. As for Hausman, he says his crews will be on the ground helping the community for as long as they are needed.